attention? Go ahead and pick one of these. The category's going to be Back That Train Up. This one can net you $4 grand. Yep, nothing's more American than a Saturday night date with your sweetheart in the car, driving out to a romantic spot and hooking up. Yeah. When the Union Pacific and Central Pacific Railroads hooked up in 1869, where did they have to park to drive the Golden Spike? West Point, New York, Pikes Peak, Colorado, Crown Point, Indiana, or Promontory Summit, Utah? Come on, take it! When the Union Pacific and Central Pacific lines hooked up at Promontory Point, Utah, well, the next day, all the kids were talking about the Transcontinental Railroad. Now, you didn't hear it from me, but apparently Central Pacific saw a lot of action because of that sweet caboose. Tell me which category you want. Well, if it isn't my old friend, everybody must get stones. Get it right? I'm handing over $4,000 bucks. Ah, those Brits. They've got a confusing way of doing everything. Like measuring weight, they've got this one measurement they call a stone. Here, let me show you. Which of these Brits' kidney stone stories is least impressive in terms of weight? Oh dear, I passed one 5-stone stone. Blimey, I passed 2 3-stone stones. Righto, I passed 3 2-stone stones. Or, cheerio, I passed 4 2-stone stones, eh? Go for it! You know, it really doesn't matter how much a stone weighs, because no matter how you cut it, 1 times 5 is less than 2 times 3, 3 times 2, or 4 times 2. And honestly, no matter how you cut it, even passing a 1-stone stone would take away my will to live. Pick a category. Well done. You've just chosen a dis or dat. The category for this dis or dat is set phasers to sweet, sweet lovin'. Alright, I'm going to read off 7 things, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's a term used in tantric sex or a character from one of the Star Trek TV series. As each one comes up, hey, I'm ready if you are. Give me 30 seconds on that clock. Let's do it. Zulu, tantric sex or Star Trek character? Yum yum. Warm. Uhura. Snooty. One. Last one. Yep. Goodness gracious, dis, dat, whatever, you had it down. Let's look at your new score. Well, now that just does wonders for your total. Go ahead and pick one of these. We call this one, We Shall Be Thonged No More. Give me a correct answer, I'll give you $6 grand. Flex those fingers, because here it comes. Which of these would soldiers at the original Fort Lauderdale have most likely prepared for during the first spring invasion? Packs of vandalizing Spanish conquistadors, mobs of wild British redcoats, throngs of partying Seminole Indians, or hordes of drunken Union soldiers? Go on, do it! Fort Lauderdale was originally built as an army fort during the Seminole Indian War. And to think, the whole thing started off as an innocent game of beach volleyball. How about picking a category? Let's have a big warm welcome for Sack of Pain. How does $4,000 sound? Now, have you ever been feeling so sorry for yourself that someone called you a sad sack? Well, suppose you sought counseling because you actually thought you were a sad sack. What would be your therapist's most appropriate diagnosis? Vintage automobile identifier, colostomy procedure fixated, desert nomadic obsessive, or comic strip soldier delusions. Sad Sack was a 40s comic strip about a loser soldier. The strip was a lot like Beetle Bailey, only without all the highbrow humor and literary illusions. Go ahead, pick a category. Well, what do we have here? A beer and a 1,000-pound man, please. Better wake up, because there's $6,000 at stake here. Okay, here's what freaks me out. That guy with the crazy fingernails in the Guinness Book of World Records, they curl. I mean, some of that stuff in there is just weird. Like this. What would be the record for the earliest record recorded in the Guinness Book of World Records? 1935, 1945, 1955, or 1965? Ah, gross. The first edition came out in 1955. Before then, your only recognition for being unique was the ridicule you'd receive from friends, family, and passers-by. Want to pick a category? You are about to embark upon the attack. You should already know all about the Jack Attack. All you need is to get a clue. Fight the invasion! Put up your dukes. Let's get to it. Let go of the keyboard and bask in a job well done, my friend. Let's take a look at your final score. That's the game.